Hello and welcome back to Library Chess YouTube channel. Today we'll be learning how to make this elegant sleeve. It's a combination of its basic sleeve and puffy sleeve. Okay, so this sleeve basically has three parts. It has a basic sleeve, it has a flare, a full flare attached to it, and it has a pencil sleeve at the hemline. So you can also use a straight gathers instead of flare, but I think flare gives it more puffiness, so that is why I'm going with flare, and I'll be showing us how I'm going to achieve this. Okay, the first thing I need to do is to cut my basic sleeve, which is this. There is already a tutorial on how to cut a basic sleeve on the channel. You can check that out if you don't know how to do that. Okay, so after cutting out my basic sleeve, the next thing is for me to take the measurement of the hem line of my basic sleeve. It is this measurement that I'm going to use to get a radius for my flare. Okay, so now I'm going to measure what I have here, and if you see what I have here, I have around 7.5 inches or thereabouts here. Okay, with allowance, because this basic sleeve already has allowance. Okay, so now that I have my measurement for my hem line of the basic sleeve, so if I had 7.5 around, divided by 2, remember this is on multiply by 2, sorry, remember this is on fold, so like this is going to be around 15 inches. So it is that 15 inches that I'm going to divide by 6.28 to get the radius of my flare, because this is going to be a full flare. Okay, so 6.28 15 divided by 6.28 gave me around 2.25. So I'm going to be using 2.25 as my radius, and I have this fabric to do my flare, so I'm going to be folding it into 4. I'll fold it into 2 like this, and then fold it over into 4. So this method is more fabric consuming actually, so if you don't have enough fabric, you may want to go with the straight gather stitches, but I think this is really beautiful, so you may want to check this out. So now that I have 2.25 as my radius, I'm going to measure that, and also I need to determine how long my flare is going to be. So for me, I think 7 inches is okay for me for the length of the flare. So now if I had 7 inches to the 2.25, it will give me around 9.25. so I'll measure that round. So I've measured 9.25 round. I hope you can see my marking. That's why I'm using a bold color like this. So now this is my full length. Now from this full length, I'm going to remove my radius, which is 2.25. So I'm going to be marking 2.25 from the origin round like this, and after which I'm going to cut everything out. So this is the second part of our flare, remember, of our sleeve. Remember I said this sleeve has 3 parts. Now I've cut out the second part of my sleeve. I've cut the radius and the full length, so I'm going to keep this aside and then work on the third part. Like I said, the third part is just going to be cut straight, because it's going to be like a giggle sleeve. It will be very fitted here. So using our 7.5 inches measurement, I made the radius the breadth, sorry, 7.5, as you can see here, and the length of this is around 6.5 inches. Okay, so this is how the sleeve is going to come. The basic sleeve is going to come first, followed by our flare, and if you see this flare, you see that it fits perfectly with the basic sleeve measure, the hem line measurement that we have, because we use this measurement to cut out the radius of our flare. So this is going to fit into this, and I'll be gathering or pleating all of this. Remember it's a flare, so the radius will be small while the hem line will be a bit wide. So I'll be gathering all the hem line of this flare to fit into this small giggle part of the pencil part of the sleeve. I hope you understand that. This big part of the flare is what we'll be gathering to fit into what the 15 inches that we have here, so that it will help it to puff like this. So like I was saying, if you wish, you can also use, instead of using flare like I'm doing for this, you can use a straight long gather, But the effect this is going to give you is that if you check the picture very well, you'll notice that this has just if you notice the sleeve very well, you notice that on the sleeve there is no gathers at the hemline of the basic sleeve. So that is why I prefer a flare. With a flare I can do it without gather. You can see it fits right into it, so I don't need to gather anything here. But if you're using gathers, it means you have to gather, because it's going to be really long. You have to gather here and gather also to this hem, to this place, so that it will give you puffiness. So if you don't want that, then flare is your best bet. You just need to cut a flare which will fit right into the hemline of your basic sleeve, and then you can gather the rest here to give you your puffiness. Okay, so now I've sewn in my basic sleeve. I've sewn in the hemline part. You can see there is no gathers, and I've gathered the hemline of the flare into my final part of the sleeve like this. So this is what it looks like after gathering. So now I'm going to take this to the machine now to use the actual measurement to shape it and take it to our mannequin, so that we'll see how the sleeve look like. Okay, so this is what the sleeve looks like after sewing it. This is the basic part of the sleeve, and this is the puffy part. Like I said, if you notice here, there is no gathers, so that is why I prefer to use a flare. I can see clearly now there is no gathers around here, and the gathers is just under here to give it the puffiness that it needs. So you can see how beautiful and lovely this sleeve is. So you may want to give this a try. Give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel, like and share this video, and turn on your notification bell so that you get notified anytime we upload new amazing tutorials. See you in the next one. Bye.